Welcome to the 20-minute core and breath practice. I am Teresa Guigno, your yoga guide. And today I'm having a crazy hair day, but it doesn't stop me from doing my practice. I just spent a lot of time just prior to this practice really clearing my mind and realizing the importance of just being present and in the now and discerning with all the chatter of the mind. I find a lot of us do tend to drift into the excuses and or other parts of our being, meaning way out there thinking, and forget to be here now. So this practice is to ground you to begin as a yoga, say yogi, practicing. Maybe you're new to this, maybe you've been practicing for a long time, yet reeling us in and making this a practice of grounding, coring in, knowing your roots. So we will get started. All that we really need for today is your great attitude, or you could come in with a crappy attitude, that's fine too. Eventually, hopefully, this practice will lead you to feeling much more kinder towards yourself. So I do have my yoga fuzzy mat, my yoga mat, and my smile, and a blanket. You may want to use a foam block for holding on to. What I'm going to suggest that we do is to really root from the 4 points of our feet and rise to the crown of the head and back down again. So let's get started. Om Namah Shivaya. So when we begin our practice with Om, it is saying yes to the spiritual practice of our physical practice as well, okay? So come to sit at the edge of your yoga mat, literally until your feet are off the mat. Bend your knees for those that have really tight hamstrings, and if you straighten your legs and you tend to do that, then I offer that you bend your knees. As you sit up nice and tall, you'll start to feel the structures of your core right from the 4 points of your feet, meaning big ball mound, inner heel, baby ball mound, outer heel. So find those 4 points, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like that. Pretend your feet are up against the wall. Flex your feet towards your kneecaps and spread your toes. Sitting up nice and tall with your knees either bent or straight. Find the length of your spine by knitting that belly button in. And if you've got belly, like today I've got a lot of belly going on. It's called the cycle, the moon cycle. Just ladies, be kind to yourself. Maybe take the week off, or make sure you're really kind to yourself and not wanting to bash yourself for having belly, because that does happen. Sitting up nice and tall, open up your arms, reach about as wide as you can, and then take your arms forward, draw the head of your arm bones back, so strong arms, like you're putting on really tight gloves, so you're activating the muscle energy in your fingers all the way into the back of your body, the back side, that is, of your back. So from here, you can either take a block and hold it to squeeze the block to remind yourself to hug that energy into the very center of your being, from your feet flexed. If you prefer, you can even put a block between your feet and hold that block between your feet and one between your hands to secure yourself. Once you start to scoop the tailbone, lengthening it towards your heels, the back will round, your legs will straighten. For those that have bent knees, we are all going to start to lean back from the flexion of the spine, scooping the tailbone. I do not want a block between my feet, it just aggravates me. So finding this, and then and you'll notice your legs will start to slide, where your legs are solid, you're squeezing your inner thighs towards each other, scooping the tailbone, and one vertebra at a time as you squeeze the block between your hands, or no block between your hands, really active hands. Find the middle back to that bra strap area, girls, and then come all the way back up as you squeeze your inner thighs and press through the big ball mounds of your toes. 1. Continue 9 more times at your own pace, really following the breath. So that's an exhalation. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhaling, rising back up as you squeeze your inner thighs and sitting up nice and tall. And again, you continue. So it's that exhalation. I know a lot of you that are beginning, this is quite the challenge. The legs want to come up, so you got to really contract your quads and press your thighs downward towards the floor. Once you get to that bra strap area, you come all the way back up, center of your spine, and keep it going. So really paying attention to where you're at. Some of you keep on going. If you're already in it, you've got it, you're grooving. Some of you may want to bend your knees, hold the front of your knees, and do your best to scoop the tailbone and first begin like this, really finding the curve of your spine, pressing into your feet and rising up with the help of your hands. You do you. So regardless of where you're at, we are doing at least 10 of these, not by using momentum to get up or pulling yourself up, but sheerly by using the tone of your belly to pick yourself up. If you are using the guidance of your hands, no matter where you are, to rise up, you can press your hands into your thighs, rise up, or press your hands into your knees to rise up. You do you. It is all in the tummy. So bra strap and up. Take your time. So if you're speeding through it, I know some of you do, slow it down, slow it down. Really slow it down. That way you really feel the internal external obliques, the rectus abdominis and the transverse, everything kicks in. Just because you're going fast through it doesn't mean it's gonna give you abs quicker. Yeah, no, it'll fatigue you quicker, that's for sure. And sometimes pushing your body, it doesn't appreciate it. Slow it down. About 2 more, you've got this. So the belly will pouch out because that's the external flesh on top of the muscles. Good, 1 more of those, you've got this. Even if you've done 10 already, we're not really going by numbers. If you get to know me well, I am not a number person. Fantastic. Once you come up to sit, sitting up nice and tall, stretch those legs out. Once again, you can bend your knees for those that need to bend their knees. Find the length of the spine, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. And this time we're going to sweep our arms around, bring them back in front of you. Last time we're going to scoop that tailbone, roll all the way down onto the mat this time. Once you land down onto the mat, you can take your blanket for your occipital, for the back of your skull, and then hug those knees in toward your chest. Once you do that, we will still continue to root to rise. I like to cross the ankles, hold the knees. If you have boobies and belly flesh, open up the knees. If you do not, you could squeeze your knees tighter together, hug them in closer. Okay, either way, we're still doing this all together as a unit, as a group, as a yoga class. So wherever you are, hug in as tightly as you can. Some of you will be holding your knees, some knee creases, some you could grab the outer edges of your flex feet with your knees tightly woven together. You decide what you need to do. Exhale, flex your neck in flexion, forehead towards your knees. Bow your elbows out to the side no matter where you're at in holding yourself. Tone that belly button in and less momentum, more core. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale shoulder blades, keep your forehead tucked in, exhale sacrum, inhale shoulder blades, exhale sacrum. See how tightly woven my forehead is towards my knees? So we're doing this, yes, at least 10 times. So I'm inhaling towards my shoulder blades, exhaling towards my sacrum. Keep that little cocoon round spine if you can. And it is a practice. Keep it going. You've got it. Pay attention to what you're doing. And it really is helpful if you have a nice long blanket along your spine for those that do not like the yoga mat pressing against their spine. 2 more of those. Oh yeah. Squeeze it in. And then inhale all the way up. Yeah. Sweep your legs back behind you. Slowly walk your hands as wide as your yoga mat. Slide your feet back behind you, your knees behind your hips. Lift your feet up off the floor and let's gravitate towards the chaturanga. So bend your elbows back, hug your inner elbows in, lower your pubis, lift the shoulders, extend through the crown of the head, plantar flex your feet. You've got it. Squeeze your legs closer together if you may, if you're able to. And then reach your arms straight back behind you. Lift the front of the shoulders. Press the palms towards the floor. Lift those shoulders. And then lengthen through the crown of the head. Now, lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Press your feet down so your quads contract and your knees lift. And we'll play here. So take a moment to rise up a little higher to feel your lower back contract. Now lift your feet up off the mat, but press through the balls of your feet so your toes are spreading. We're going to hold this for 5, rolling the shoulders, extending the neck for 4, for 3, for 2, You've got it. And then soften and release. Stack your hands underneath the forehead, heels towards your bum, little windshield wipes. Give yourself a little breather. And then back into that one again. So press into your feet first. Find your legs, contracting them so the quads are nice and strong and contracted. Reach those arms back. This time turn your palms to face your thighs and lift the front of the shoulders. Extend the neck so you're looking straight at the mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift those legs through the balls of your feet, pressing through the balls of your feet. So you're only lifting them as much up as you can keep your legs, knees straight, thighs contracted, rolling those shoulders back. And then being in this for, a playful moment. You want to be able to play in those shoulders and really press through the balls of your feet for 5, for 4, 3, 2, keep your neck neutral, and then release. Stacking your hands the non-habitual way. Bend your knees, a little windshield way. I do this often in the episodes because it is literally every week. You could do this 5 times a week if you wanted to, if that's where you need to strengthen in your core, from the arches of your feet to, the crown of your head. Let's do that one more time. Palms face the hips, lift the front of the shoulders, strong arms, engaging those rhomboids, extend through the crown of the head. Strong legs first, stay on the floor. Then when you're ready, let's reach through the balls of your feet so your legs are straight, quads are contracted, lengthen the tailbone, and lift up only as much as you can maintain a smile on your face and that breath and the retraction of your shoulders for 5. Keep on reaching out through straight knees for 4, for 3, 2, and then, there you go. This time, take your hands down to your lowest ribs, curl your toes under, and we'll combine this strength. So hands at your lowest ribs, toes are curled under, hands, lift your shoulders, knees and toes. So press up using your upper body strength. Roll your bum down towards your heels, reassess those hands of yours. Knit the belly button in, round your spine, let your head go, and feel this flexion of your spine. Reassess your hands so that you can press the mat away and float your knees up. And then from there, lift your hips up. Find the length in your spine here. Let your head hang. Maybe move your shoulders a little bit more forward. Press through the base knuckles of your index fingers and thumbs. So anybody new to this practice, remember, keep on practicing. It's a discipline. You will eventually get everything. I'm going to reassess myself more forward on my mat. Make sure if you're wearing yoga jewelry that it doesn't interfere with your yoga practice. Bend your knees, lift your hips, and we'll play in that whole core rooting to rise. So inhale to your plank. So reassess your feet further back. Good. Shift your body weight forward, lower the knees, lift the feet, turn the elbow creases forward. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Feel that energy. Plantar, flex your feet, reach your arms straight back, lift the front of the shoulders, and press the feet down first. Roll the shoulders back, then lift the legs, pressing through the balls of your feet for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and then hands at your lowest ribs, curl your toes under, hands, knees, and toes. So lift your bum, lift your shoulders like an inchworm, press back. Bum towards your heels, reassess your hands, float the knees up, downward facing dog. So we're building our root to rise strength. On your next in and out breath, just shuffle your hips around, play in your down dog. Shoulders can come forward if you're not comfortable in full flexion of the shoulders. There you go. Get into the breath. Then on your next in breath, take it forward, as far forward as you can, lower the knees. Feet off the floor, slowly move through your chaturanga. Plantar, flex your feet. Push your pubis into the floor, of course. Reach your arms straight back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And then lift those legs. And holding this position, lengthening the tailbone for 5, for 4, 3. Spread, spread, spread. Fingers and toes. Hands anchored, knees, hands, and toes. Slow it down, slow it down. It becomes more methodical. Meditation in motion. The whole point of this yoga for recovery is to slow down so you do not have to go through recovery because you injured yourself in a yoga practice. Press the hands away, float the knees up, downward dog, lift the heels, bend the knees, give your chest a little bounce toward your thighs. Make sure you're not overly extending your shoulders if they don't like to go in flexion. Come up here a little bit more. Swing your hips from side to side. Oh yeah, there we go. And then on your next in and out breath, once again, take it forward plank. Knees to the mat, feet off the floor, so you can really pay attention to your upper arm strength. Pubis touches down, plant your flexed feet, reach arms straight back, extend through the crown of the head, lift those shoulders, like lift them. Feel the broadening in your chest, then reach out through the legs by lifting them up, straight knees, really contract your quads, hamstrings too. So from here, you're like superheroes for another 4, 3, 2, then plant the hands, toes, knees, slowly use your upper arm strength. It'll get easier, trust me. Bum towards your heels, reassess your hands, tone the belly, tuck the tail, downward facing dog. Yeah, sway your hips from side to side. Feel that energy. Love, love, love. Beautiful. And then on your next in-breath, let's do one more of those. So move through, plank. You can lower the knees or keep your knees up if you want to. Move through your chaturanga. Slow, slow, slow. Pubis, plantar, flex feet, shoulders come back, roll them back, extend through the crown of the head. Lengthen the tailbone so you're not clenching your butt cheeks. They organically contract by first lengthening the tailbone so your lower back doesn't get pinched in L5 and S1. You don't want that, trust me. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Then slowly hands, lower ribs, knees, hands, and toes. Tone the belly, press back. This time sit on your shins, rise up. Take a couple of breaths into the belly. Remember, don't be afraid of your belly. Like it comes and it goes. And all my friends, sorry, I was in that little shadow box there. Once you start loving yourself, wherever you're at is beautiful and perfect. Remember that, okay? Belly breath. Get in there. Good. Now this time we're going to swing your legs forward. Heel toe the legs right to the very edge of your mat and even off your mat. Scoop the tailbone. You can bend the knees first and slowly roll yourself down like that. This time we're going to inhale. Don't need the blanket necessarily for this one. Inhale your arms nice and wide above the crown of the head. Squeeze your legs together. Press through the balls of your feet. Then inhale your arms up over shoulders. Flex your neck. Look at your toes. Squeeze your legs. Tone the belly. And rise up, just like that. Beautiful. Let's do that a couple more times. Actually, quite a bit times, a few more times. So scoop the tailbone, everything drags. Squeeze your legs together, press through the balls of your feet. You're rolling yourself down and reaching those arms all the way up. Good. Keep it going. So that in and out breath, be very mindful. When I come up, I like to exhale and find my way up. When I roll down, I like to in-breath and hold my structures. And then exhale all the way up and over. Yeah, so find what breath works for you. So there's a couple. You can in-breath and then exhale. And yeah, the heels will lift. You got to get right into the power, hugging from peripheral, fingers and toes into the core of your pelvis. So make this a methodical meditation in motion. So think about this. I'm present in my body, I'm feeling my strength, so my mantra is going to be, I am grounded and I am strong, and I am here now in the present moment. Bend your knees when you come up to the top. We're going to add to this to end our 20-minute practice today. So slowly rolling it down. Trust me, the slower you go, the more your body will trust you and feel it. Slowly come back up, all the way up as best as you can. And this time we're going to bend the knees, bring the feet as wide as your yoga mat, grab a hold of the front of your knees, sit up as tall as you can. Yeah, just like that. And roll those shoulders back. Roll them back, way back. Good. Now walk your feet back towards the center, cross your ankles, hold the front of your knees or your outer flexed feet or your knee creases, and then round your spine and roll yourself down. Now we're going to play rolling up to standing. So from here, I like to flex my feet, hold, inhale, exhale, rise up. So we'll get 2 parts, 3 parts. So rolling it back. Do your best not to use so much momentum. More core, so it's in my abs to lift up. in my abs to lift up and stand tall in your spine, that is. We'll get to standing in a second. Breathe, it's okay, trust me. Even with crazy hair, so round your spine first before you roll back so you're in control of your slow roll. Get adjusted here, squeeze in. Inhale, squeeze your forehead in toward your knees and sit up nice and tall. Last one, okay? Exhale, roll it down, or inhale, whatever you prefer. And then take it back up. Oh, yeah. Land your feet. Some of you will use your hands to stand. Some of you will just rise up and come all the way into standing. And then we're going to go all the way back down, depending on your knees. Roll yourself back. Inhale back up. Root and rise to stand. Okay? Did I tell you we're going to stand? Okay. So coming back down. If it's too uncomfortable to sit back with your legs crossed, undo your crossed legs, find your squat to your best ability, or find your way back to your bum. And this is, yes, I'm not joking. This is a practice to stand from your core roots, finding a way. We just worked all those parts of your anatomy. Inhale it up, root to rise, and come all the way to stand. There you have it. Breathe that breath, give it another whirl, another challenge, and then come to sit. And that is your 20-minute core and breath practice. There is no editing, it's authentic, this is you. Once you come to sit, you can use your prop to sit on. You can sit on a block. I invite everyone to take their hands to their belly flesh, just like this, like knit your fingers around the belly flesh, right below your false ribs. That's all it takes. Come back home to the breath. Big breath in. Let it go. If you had difficulties through this practice, keep on practicing. Keep on practicing. Find out what works for you until you build that strength to roll, to rise, to stand up. Okay? Another big breath into the belly. Trust me, it is a practice. From my light to your light. Yoga is the option we all have, no matter where we are, no matter who we are, at any stage of our being. It's never too late to begin. And if you've been practicing for a long time, it is never too late to slow down and see the value of being present and not hurting and harming yourself. From my light, once again, to yours, namaste. Om Namah Shivaya. And as I like to end a practice, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om meaning peace, universal consciousness, and Shanti meaning peace. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste. See you in the next episodes. If you have any questions or any concerns, email me. I am here. You're subscribed. I am here for you if you want to do a private, if you want to see me in person, if you want to do a Zoom, or you want me to just send out a private video to you, I can do that for you. All right, let's stay in touch. Let's stay grounded during this very curious time. Let us be the best sovereign possibility of ourselves with love. See you in the next episodes.